Hey, what's up everybody? Bdf 44 coming at you with another video. Alright, so getting out, feeling good. Just left a Laker video out there for you guys. Check out. And you know, if anything, I'm just enjoying my day thus far. It's earlier than usual. It's about noon right now. I'm usually getting out like around 1:30, 2 o'clock these days, but I skipped art and just decided I would go do my large grocery shopping because I got a lot to purchase today. Since the EBT replenishes today, made it to the 7th. That's always good when we see this day come around, so I can go get some of the groceries and stuff like that. And I don't think I'm gonna be getting any more turkey meatballs. I had some stomach issues with that. It's nothing consistent in regards to that. It's like every third day it's a problem. But last night was a real problem. So I was like, all right, I'm not gonna buy that no more. Gotta find something else to eat. Can't eat half of the stuff that I like to eat. If it tastes good, it's probably bad on my stomach. That's just the reality of my body. So, you know, gotta purchase what I can eat and try my best to just overcome this. So that's what I'll do. Try to find a different side other than meatballs. Can't do my my pasta with Parmesan. I'm allergic to the cheese. I'm allergic to the seasoning. So it's annoying, man. It's really annoying. But that's kind of what it is. That's my adjustment. So didn't get out yesterday, man. I was very much sore and sick yesterday. I don't know what, other than to say it was a stomach issue, really. After I made my Laker video yesterday afternoon, I had eaten and then did my art, enjoyed my art. I made some of the best pieces I made in a while, to be honest with you. Yesterday afternoon. One of my very favorite pieces all time was made yesterday at random. And so it's one of them situations where I think after that, I was thinking about going out, but I really didn't have anywhere I had to go. It was like, because the thing hadn't replenished, so I would be spending real money on groceries that all I had to do was wait until today and spend that for which replenished on the groceries I would have purchased yesterday. So it's like, where am I going? That was my thing. Where am I going? A part of me was like, let's go get some weed. I'm like, nah, I ain't leaving the house for that. You know what I mean? Like, that's the battle I've been going through, as you guys know. And that was like the only real viable destination I had to get some exercise yesterday. So I'm like, screw it, man. I don't feel that great. I'm just gonna do a little homework on basketball stuff and take a daytime nap and let my body replenish, since my chest was kind of sore anyway from push-ups. Didn't feel good. So it was like, all right, I'll just call this a sleep day and live with it. And so I did, man. I slept for about 3 hours between like 2:30 and like 5:30, and then watched the finals. Yeah, I'm not gonna see me probably cover these finals, man. I'm interested in them, but it's not going my way, and I really don't want to commentate too much on it because the Celtics are winning right now. They're up 1-0, so I decided not to cover that. It ain't like I'm sitting up here after the Celtics win, sitting up giving them praise for them winning, and that ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. So yeah, you know, if you're looking for me to cover the finals, you ain't gonna see that. But yeah, after the game, I checked up on everything that was going on with Dan Hurley, the Lakers prospect and coach. Homework on that. Checked Apple Music, downloaded a bunch of music that I'll probably use on playlists, that kind of thing, man. And went back to sleep not long after that. I just was not feeling good, man. I wasn't feeling good at all. But I woke up this morning, feel good now, 100% ready to go. And you know, it's one of the situations where I get to all the exercise that I was hoping to get yesterday, man. That's really what it's about. Get all the stuff that I was otherwise gonna purchase on real money, on the EBT money today. So it's a good day, man. It's a good day for what I got going on. Hope it is for y'all too, man. But at any rate, you know, one of the things that we're paying attention to, obviously, at all times, is what's going on with Gaza. Steady seeing Israel do what they do and make a fool of themselves while doing it. It ain't enough for them to be killing kids and murdering people, but they got to make TikToks and jump around and bounce around like idiots in the process of it. I was making a joke this morning, like, you can't even properly fear these people because they're too busy making a fool out of themselves while they do the worst things in the world. It's almost like watching Freddy Krueger or something, man. It's like they try to be comedians while torturing and killing people. It's ridiculous. But you hear them sodomizing men now. I mean, it just gets worse and worse, man. You hear them, article came out about them doing some horrible things, S.A., without saying the words, men, you know, stripping them down, putting things in their backside that are hot. One guy they killed that way, from what I read. So it's a horrible thing, man. It's a horrible thing, that place. And it's one of those things where you look at the officials from their country talking about what they talk to us as if we can't see what's going on around them. It's like they're naive as to believe that the only aspect of their country that we're seeing is the stuff that they're saying. It's like, can't you see that we see what's going on around you? You got people screaming, mistreating, journalists. You've told these guys to storm a mosque 2 days ago. They storm it, screaming, "We're gonna burn your village, we're gonna kill you off," and all this different stuff that they're singing in their songs. You see them moving in a way that is obviously aggressive. Nothing going on around them that would indicate that there's any threats at all in their lives. They ain't got a care in the world. They're surrounded by soldiers that are encouraging them to do bad things. Like, how are they disenfranchised or in need of freeing in any way? So we see that on one slide, and then we scroll and then see this official from Israel talking about, well, we're considering all these different threats and various different things, so therefore we want to go forward, and just talking in a way that speaks to the warped mentality that war is something they should be doing, but that they are in need of protecting themselves, when it's obvious that their whole get down is about being aggressive. Their whole get down is about being a supremacist and being better than the people that they want to hurt, and thinking it's fine to kill these folks off just because who they are. And just weird energy that they engage in that does not align with what it is that their officials are talking about when it comes to the situation. So for me, it's like, don't you know we can see you? Like, that's my attitude. We are watching what you're really about by way of the citizens around you who are on camera bouncing around, being aggressive toward people who are obviously not a threat to them. We see all kinds of footage of how your people are acting. You want to act like victims, but you don't see that we see other aspects of this that disprove the idea that you would ever be a victim in any situation, let alone the one you're talking about. Only reason why anybody wants to hurt you is because you're hurting others, and the whole world is watching. So I don't know why they won't react to that. I don't understand it. But Israel do as Israel does, man. Israel is as Israel does. They're proving themselves to be the devils on the earth, man. This just is what it is. They hurting people. They making fun of them. They enjoying it. And then they get to lie about whatever they lie about while the Western world funds it. It's just folly, man. It's demonic. And everything that's wrong with this is on display. So at this point, we're just watching people who are paying attention just as closely as I am, who are tapped in as I am at this point. We're just watching these people make a fool of themselves. That's really what it is. As I said, you can't even properly fear them because they're too busy making fun of themselves as they move around. Like Jesus, you guys are like low, real low energy. And it shows you what low energy is all about. When you see terrorists and crazy people in the movies, they're really real serious individuals. Oh, we're coming, we're going to tear everybody up, and you're going to fear us. But the reality is what we're learning from Israel is that if you're crazy enough and evil enough to do this, you're not running around with a very serious demeanor. You're making jokes. You're telling jokes. You laugh. You're like Freddy Krueger. It's funny to you. Like, you know what I mean? And that's what I'm starting to understand about these psychopaths. It's funny to them. All of this is funny to them. Even when they get on TV and address other nations, they're not unserious. Like, they're not a serious bunch. They're doing horrible things, but they're not serious. They know what their lies are not believable. They know that the Hamas narrative is a joke at this point. They know that. They're unserious. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the point. It's like, They say they're the most moral army in the world, but they engage in the worst morality possible. Like, there is no worse, lower morality. It's almost like they're irony of themselves. It's almost like that's their intention, is to live in hypocrisy and thumb it all in our faces. Thumb them noses all in our faces as we try to make sense of the chaos they engage in. They don't even expect us to believe in the narrative. It's almost like this is like a path right to who they are. This is who they are. We lie, we steal, we kill, we celebrate. And anytime someone tries to address us, we treat them like they're insane. We tell them something that we wouldn't expect a 5-year-old to believe. Because that's how little we think of them, and that's how little we think of ourselves. And we don't care if we hold out, if what we do makes any sense, because no one's going to stop us, so long as we have the plausible deniability of a narrative that we continue to repeat over and over. We can do whatever we want. You know, I've seen this behavior before, but not by an entire nation. You know, it's like I'm stealing your car. You walk up to me and ask me why I'm stealing your car, and I scream. And I scream crazy loud, like as if you're trying to kill me. As if you have no right to stop me from doing what it is I'm doing. Like, that's Israel in a nutshell. I scream help, I scream R word and all different types of stuff when you catch me stealing your car. Like, that's how they engage. That's really the essence of them. So at this point, it's like nothing they say should be taken seriously. Everything they do is serious and is harmful, but they're not. They're like the devil. They folly. They do horrible deeds and then they dance off and prance off and bounce around. Like the essence of what the devil actually is. Anytime you see the devil in old text, they talk about him telling jokes, and you know, you see a evil jester that goes off and does mischievous stuff and then dances off and laughs. That's the essence of the spirit of Israel. That's exactly what that is. You know, the Joker. Y'all know the Joker in the Batman movies? That's who that is. Ain't actually serious, but doing all types of evil stuff that causes trauma. That's the energy. That's Israel. So at this point, if you're in America and you support them, I'm looking at you like you're just in a branch of that. That's who you are to me when I see you. You're that. You may not be as brazen as they are in being that way, but the essence of what it is that you support, it boils down to you thinking that this is the way to be. And so for me, it's like, no, I can't respect nobody like that. Never again. I won't be looking at them as if they the most important people in the world, nothing like that. Nothing. I don't care how much they own, I don't care how much they threaten, I don't care how much they prove. I don't give a damn, because at the end of the day, this is exactly what they're showing me. And the Lord has told me through many years of studying the Bible and many years of watching people plop on their backsides doing stuff they have no business doing, that this is not energy I need to adhere to. Maybe the world does, but not this person. No, I respect you about as much as you respect yourself. So if you're a Zionist, you're a colonizer, you bounce around on your head and claim to be a victim while terrorizing people, pushing old ladies around, slapping journalists, killing journalists, claiming that civilians need to die so you can be safe, you are not someone I'm going to take seriously in this life, man. Not at all. I think you're weak, and I think the world is a lot better if you're not here. And I really believe that, and there's a lot of people who fit that bill. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I want to say, man. I wanted to make that very clear. I really don't care, about what they're doing or how, you know what I mean? I don't think that people like that should be respected the way that they have been for this long, because they have all this money. Money is a means of making people who are not respectful be respected. And I just think that that's a devilish entity in itself. And they say money is the root of all evil. Far too many times have we seen money draw the line where otherwise it should not be drawn. Oh, this person needs to be respected because they got a lot of money. This person is a clown and a coward and a snitch and all the different stuff you don't agree with. A woman beater, a baby killer, whatever the hell he is. But because he got money, he's that guy. I saw a meme a couple days ago, that was interesting to me. It showed the city girl, what's her name? Carisha and Diddy. And the meme said something like, never forget, just 7 months ago, these was relationship goals. Like, yeah, I mean, we didn't know how bad Diddy was, but the essence of why y'all respected them wasn't for any other reason than they were living a luxurious life with a lot of money and power. That's the only reason why you respected these people. And that draws a line for where respect should not necessarily be drawn at all. Because this guy was able to cheat his way through the game, whatever way he did, or earn his way to the game, however way he did. Now his folly and the bullcrap that he does and the sins that he commits and the way he treats people, whatever, don't matter because he got money. It's like, that's a false line. That's like, as we say, people move the goalposts. That's moving the goalpost. Anybody can get a check. I can have a billionaire walk up to me right now, give me a check. Now I'm rich. Now you gotta respect me for all the stuff that I'm not. Now I'm somebody important, you walk in the room. It's a flawed way of moving this country, and by way of its Zionist warping has made it so that that's something that we really genuinely believe, regardless of how intelligent or not intelligent we are. And I just think it's over for that. I think it's legitimately over for that. Classism and all that, the only reason it's a separatist ideology that's meant to keep people from judging one another properly or assessing one another properly, and ultimately allowing people who are not respectful to receive all the respect. It's cheating the game. If you don't like when people cheat in basketball games, you don't see referees calling bad calls and guys betting on the sport, you want to get on Jonte Porter for throwing games. You got to understand that the world is throwing games when they behave this way. When you let money dictate whether or not somebody should be listened to, whether or not the wisdom in their heart should be adhered to. If the measure is money, never forget the analogy I just gave you. If Steve Ballmer wants to make me the most respected man in the world, the difference is him writing a check and giving it to me. You understand what I'm saying? Now I'm the most respected person everywhere because I got money. How'd I get money? I don't know. You don't know. Maybe I lie to you and tell you I got it by selling, being the most successful, this and that. But the reality was, I just convinced that guy to give me a check. And for whatever reason, he actually did it. You know, that kind of thing. It's like, that's not real, man. People doing all types of stuff, throwing their mama under the bus, selling people and all different types of craziness just so they can gain that false respect from shallow minds, man. It's ridiculous. And then you wonder why the world is upside down right now. You see your politicians watching children die, but still standing on the understanding that, hey, this is what we're doing. We support Israel. Hamas is the bad guy. It's okay to target civilians because Hamas is standing behind them. It's okay to block aid to these civilians because, well, the narrative that Hamas is stealing all of it anyway makes it so that we can just tell you that they're never actually getting it. So we might as well allow these people to block it and destroy it because it ends up going to the enemy and the enemy deserves to be starved out. Like, that narrative is so warped, backwards, and demonic. Especially when you see how Israel is treating these people. You see how the representatives who are Israeli are behaving when the camera's on. Why do you think they don't want you to see these cameras? Why do you think they keep killing off these people that are filming them and talking about them? Why do you think they have so many different sites and social media platforms trying to silence people like myself, keeping us from telling you this? It's because they want to both live in a space where they act like that and in a space where people don't realize it. They want to act like that and then have that plausible deniability to stand behind these narratives that don't actually add up at all if you're paying any attention at all. It's the respect of money that allows for these type of doofuses to control the earth. It's these low-level money-grabbing politicians and celebrities and individuals that ain't got two brain cells to rub together that are allowing idiots like this to continue to bounce around as they do and believe that it's okay to do all the evil that they're doing. So long as it's them doing it. Don't let you try to do any of that. You're the worst person in the world. Don't you let you try to react to any of their evil, because then you're somebody that they need to wipe away from the planet. It's just like, you let people like this run the earth, and it's not just a reflection upon them being trash. It's a reflection upon the earth itself being trash. You let your greed get to a point where these are the people who control everything. That's what I have to say to planet Earth. Y'all were so evil and selfish and greedy that this is what you've allowed to manifest on our planet? Them? We should all collectively be ashamed of ourselves. We are all, anybody who's ever engaged in capitalism, anybody who's ever believed that doing wrong was a means of necessary evil of any kind, is why people like this control the earth and do it in a bunch of Freddy Cougars and Jokers. This is why those type of people have the support of the American government. This is why those people are being funded on our tax dollars, because of the greed of each and every one of y'all who engage in that. The consumerism and all of that. They put themselves in a position to own and cheat and rig the game in all of these various different places that you sin in, as we've talked about many times. All these different idols that you have, these paying into these celebrities crap. These idiots are behind it. They're behind it. And the idea that you should respect money so much, letting that for which powers them to be what measures you amongst one another is respectful. All you were doing was making those bouncing idiots, those folly-ass jokers, so powerful that they could kill children, make fun of it, and be funded by your money. You should be ashamed of yourselves, every single last one of us. I will not exclude myself. Every single one of us in the Western world and Arab nations that engaged in consumerism, partisanship, fine with war, believing narratives that were not believable to begin with because they were convenient for our minds. Because a lot of that has been going on for a long time. You knew damn well some of that stuff was riddled in bad energy, but you went along with it anyway because it's under our flag. That's why they run the earth. Because they were sitting back, nestled comfortably in all the spots that you were paying in, collecting that wealth and investing in themselves and ultimately putting themselves in a position to do exactly what is happening here. So when I look at them, I see a reflection of all of what was wrong with us. Because the only reason why those idiots are empowered to do all of that is because we gave it to them. We gave it to them. All these wonderful corporations that give us all these beautiful things that we worship, they went and sent that money back to those guys. For whatever messed up reasons. For whatever religious reasons. And now, they get to stand around, push people around, be the most pompous, petulant children and grown-ups you've ever seen in your life. And be considered the most respectful, chosen in all of this because of that, for which I just described. It's disgusting. It's a shame. They were taking everything that we appreciated and put it in their back pocket. That's exactly what they did. Everything that we were working on, they put it in their back pockets. All of the worst of us poured straight into them. All of the evil that we did and the idolizing that we did and all of it, they are a reflection of where all of it went. All of the spiritual sin that the West poured in, they are what came of that. We birthed them. We birthed that there. That's what I've come to understand from a spiritual standpoint. Anytime we did anything wrong in the name of a dollar, we created one of them. So when they storm a mosque or support killing a child, or you see a bond giver get up there with his pompous looking behind and say, this is what we're doing and we're going to destroy the earth. Yeah, just know you invested in his success. Anytime you see a crazy minded Israeli person saying that, yeah, I hate, and have a smile on their face like it's the most normal thing in the world, that's because you invested in that for which the propaganda was placed upon their heads. indirectly. You didn't mean to necessarily. You didn't know this was happening, but you knew you shouldn't have been doing what you were doing. However, you were idolizing. You knew you shouldn't have been putting money over decency. And as a result, they were right there to take that dollar and put it in his pocket. Pour it into the propaganda that makes those people the worst human beings walking the earth. That needs to be said. It needs to be understood. And people need to know that I'm looking at stuff that makes me say this. I'm seeing things that make this the truth. I'm not just talking out of my backside. Many people are watching the same thing I'm watching and thinking the same thing I'm thinking. These are the worst human beings alive today, all in one spot, supporting the annihilation of innocent people, claiming to be victims when they are very much not. They are aggressors, terrorists, clowns, evil clowns, hovered in one spot. And so that's what I want to say, man. I just want to make that very clear, stand for what really needs to be stood for in regards to this situation. Stop investing in Israel. Stop investing in Israel. Stop allowing Israel to have so much respect for being the worst clowns in the world, man. The worst devilish entities of folly there is. With a core belief system that they are better than everybody else, so therefore get to treat everybody bad. Get to discard of everybody, laugh in our faces, tell us a bunch of lies that they wouldn't believe themselves, knowing that we're seeing the debunking of those lies in real time. They do not care because they're chosen. You keep on going to the drawing board with these people talking about a ceasefire. They ain't never gonna cease fire. They ain't never gonna capitulate to no UN, no nothing. They create their own truths. They believe morality upside down. They think they're the best thing walking, and they have the right to do whatever they want. And until somebody takes their pacifier, they gonna keep it in their mouths. That's how they are, man. It's exactly what it is. Until somebody rips it out of their hands, they gonna hold on to that bullshit. And it's our fault. It's all fault for manifesting that and allowing those who are their representatives control so damn much in our world. These people need to be in the worst places possible for what it is that they've already done. That's what really needs to go on. A lot of these people run around with smiling faces. They're sending their money back to people who are flat out evil racists, man. Treating people like stuff we haven't seen since the 60s in our country. They're doing that to people right now. As I speak. Worse even. Treating them worse. So I just want to get up here and let y'all know how I feel about that. I ask for forgiveness for in keeping that going in whatever way I have up to this point. For my hand in creating that or keeping that strong. I am sorry, world. Sorry to the generations to come for whatever the world's gonna be, because these people ran around doing what they were doing today. If I would have known better, I would have done differently. I can't speak for nobody else, because a lot of people don't seem to be too much concerned with what it is that I'm discussing right now. And they're going to keep them people in power if they have a choice, just to keep themselves in a position to benefit from what it is they own. They don't care who's selling them what or why, just so long as they can continue to have their Starbucks and all this other stuff that they own. I'm telling you right now, Zionists, there's prayers being prayed. Prayers are being prayed. So while you're doing all this evil and you don't believe in God, you better hope he don't exist. Wherever you stand, you need to understand that there are people out here who know God, who believe in God, who may have actually been chosen by God, praying for your reign to end. Not because we hate you, but because you hate everything, including yourself, and may not be aware of that. You are a cancer of the earth. You're the worst people alive. The Nazis were not nearly as bad as you. And if I know any better, you probably are the Nazis, masquerading as the people y'all murdered. That's what probably is going on there. If y'all really want to know the truth, what I really think this is. But you know, it is what it is, man. I hope people are listening. I hope people understand that I speak from a space of frustration and love for the people that they're harming. I know that the hostages that are being held are being treated fantastic while they're talking about these people in a horrible situation. Where they really are is being shown the humanity of Palestinian people. Being taken hostage by Palestinians probably was the best thing for them, because it probably showed them exactly how many lies they believed about the people that they agreed to torture. And then listening to some of the people who were hostages, that's exactly what they learned. They learned that they were the bad guys. That's what they learned. That the Palestinian people wouldn't harm a hair on their bodies. And if anything, would pray for them and feed them and help them, even though they've tortured them so much, because that's the God they believe in. And that's how much they believe in it. And that the propaganda they believe in will make them feel like they're victims, even if there's no sign of any threat around them at all. No sign. The only threat that they have is the threat of their own behavior being weaponized against them by people who are hurt by that behavior. So that's what needs to be said, man. They can try to silence people like myself. I've seen so much death in my phone over the last 240 days. I really don't care to capitulate to that, for which continues that process. I have no interest. I see a dead child in my phone every day, more than one some days. And many people just like me are sick of this. Sick of this. We're sick of the people doing it. We're sick of the understanding that the people who are doing it are funded by people who control a lot of what goes on around us. And it's important, it's my responsibility to say something about it and not walk in fear in regards to it. To do my part to tell everybody what it is that I've come to understand, and what it is I hope all of you will come to understand. That they are a reflection of our greed, our capitalism, our godlessness, our sins. They've been able to effectively absorb all of it, one way or another, and as a result are stronger before us, as we need to stop them in the process. The stronger we get in avoiding those things, the stronger we'll be in overcoming those demons. Until we do, they're going to be able to continue bouncing around and killing people, children mostly. Bdf 44, I thank y'all for watching. I'm out.